responding. Whatever. If she's watching, she'll get it.
Okay, and we are live. And it said we had 4 people waiting, but we have 0 people. Oh, 2 people watching. There we go.
There we go.
So we had a last minute cancellation, as in like 2 minutes ago. So if someone is watching and you want to be on the show, first person to comment who mentions it, I will send you the link and you can be part of this wonderful crew instead of the Beard of Darkness. And now I'm going to have to take his picture and edit out his beard and put it on Twitter.
It's this Beard of No Darkness.
Tim McKay is there. We could get Tim McKay.
Oh, you just want the Timocracy.
Yeah, democracy.
Oh, so again, if you have always wanted to be on Creature Creation or you make poor decisions, put in the comments that you want to be on here and we will put you on. Even if you are a past participant, Tim or Isaac.
Oh, where is Ro?
Ro is traveling.
Oh, okay.
So he's in DC today, or going there, so he will not be on the show.
He's avoiding me. He's avoiding me.
You know,
this is the second time.
Well, I will tell you that the first Creature Creation, I was like, "Hey, bro, do you mind if I do this by myself? Because I kind of, have a vision for what I want to do." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, we're not breaking up. I swear." So.
I mean, that does kind of sound like it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Isaac, thank you. That is a strong volunteer in my.
I'm sorry offended that we don't have hundreds of people volunteering to be on this.
Is he from Texas, though? Like, is he in Texas?
Oh, God. Is he? I believe he is. I mean, everybody's from Texas except for Tim and I. Okay, Isaac, let me message you. Come on.
Yes, exactly, Greg. More Texans. We've got North Texas and South Texas covered at the moment, so.
Yeah.
Mike, you're Virginia, right?
I am Virginia.
Okay.
And you are up. Are you New York?
New
Tim?
York.
Or
Yep.
New York? Okay.
I'm sure both of y'all have better weather than we have right now, so.
Today is been unbelievably beautiful. It's like a solid 71 all day.
Shut up.
All right.
No fair. It's no fair.
What is it in Texas? Is it like 200 degrees or?
It's not as bad as it was. We're kind of on the other edge of the hot front, but we just had, I think, record highs for we were almost at 100 degrees this past week. So yeah,
Wow.
It's not really what I expected for late October, but I don't have no control over these things.
Yeah. We were talking about it because the Texas Renaissance Festival is going on right now, and my wife was there yesterday. And when we were younger, we used to plan our Renaissance Festival costumes. You had to be ready for either cold, rain, heat. But the last 5 or 6 years, there's been no cold. It just hasn't happened at all. So there's a very weird shift in the weather patterns.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because we can't wear cloaks. Who doesn't want to wear a cloak?
Alrighty, so he is not, in fact, the Beard of Darkness, but he does have a beard. And
I am the red sunburned man.
You're just trying to match the cover of your new book. Okay, and Isaac, are you from Texas also?
I was born there, but I'm in Florida. I live in Miami.
There you go.
Florida
Nice.
man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so how's the weather now that the hurricanes have left you alone
Sunny.
for at least a week?
Yeah, the hurricane just missed us. We were just south of it. So everything is really nice down here right now, provided you wear sunscreen.
Okay, so before we get started, I came up with a fun question for each of you. You each get a different question. So when I ask you to tell us about yourself, I will start with this very fun question. And I will start with Shane. There are at least 3 of us on this broadcast, possibly 4, who are very strong proponents of Microsoft Excel. Where do you stand on spreadsheets? Are you pro or anti-spreadsheet?
I'm anti-spreadsheet. So I'm a professional product designer. So I'm more like Photoshop, Figma. Get me out of Excel.
Oh. So Isaac, how about you? Spreadsheets, yay or nay?
I'm not that big in spreadsheets. I have my sticky notes.
Hey,
My desk is covered.
Sticky notes are always good. That's how I plan most of my books. Okay, so you all have seen this before. Let me present. Share screen. I'll get there. Where are we at? That's the one. You can't see my cheat sheet one.
Oh, there we go.
So first off, we have to change Matt to Isaac. And
Yeah,
There we go.
that's accurate. That's accurate.
so, we are going to, each of you will pick one of these categories, and you will pick one of the things underneath it for this creature. I will pick one, and I will roll the die for the last category, and then that will give us the start of what your creature has to adhere to. So, Christina, would you like to go first?
I would love to. I have a request from my
Sure.
wife for our strength, and she has requested prehensile tail.
Okay. So we will do prehensile tail. Strength. And I spelled it right this time because Ro's not here to tell me I did it wrong. Let's see, Tim, would you like to pick a category and a...
Sure. Give me a second here. I'm gonna take size.
Okay. And what size is this?
Gargantuan.
Oh,
Big
Yay.
boy.
If there was a bigger size on the table, I would have picked it.
okay, Shane, you're up.
I'm gonna go. The weakness is holy water.
There you go. Nice.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes, I have to go actually to my spreadsheet. I can't click on YouTube. I understand these things, really. Holy water? No, that's not a question. Okay, so Isaac, you have terrain, weakness, or diet. Oh, wait, weakness. Why did you not show up? Did I just... Oh, my bad. Try it again.
It's holy water.
Trainer
There we go.
diet. Okay.
Terrain, diet, or active time?
I think I'll go terrain,
Okay.
and I want to do rainforest.
Nice.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need a 4-sided die. Which do you want me to pick and which do you want me to roll for? We're going to tell you what, I'm going to roll for diet.
All right.
And it's a 2, so it is an omnivore. So
Oh man, I was really
And-
hoping for carnivore.
Same.
omnivore, I can spell sometimes.
Well, doesn't omnivore mean they eat everything?
Yes.
Oh, so that's even better. Okay.
So yeah, trees, rocks, you name it.
A trash
So-
can.
Yeah, yeah. So then that's up to me. When are they active? You know, I don't actually have. I guess we're going to just go. It's active in the daytime. So is that
What is the second
dineural?
word?
Crepuscular? Oh, that's my $5 word that I had to look up. That is at dawn and dusk.
The creeping times.
That's pretty cool.
So when I saw crepuscular on Wikipedia and I had to click on it to see what it was, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pass it off like I'm smart. So we're going to go with it's active in the daylight. So You have a gargantuan monster in the rainforest with a prehensile tail. It's aversion to holy water. It eats everything, and it's active during the day.
We have described a large rat.
It's terrifying.
A rodent of unusual size, yes.
Should we make it pretty? I want it to be pretty.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Pretty rat.
I mean, you can give it plumage, whatever you want.
Let's give it something high value. Make it really worth that very difficult kill.
Ivory. It's got to have ivory.
Okay. Doesn't mean it can't be a bird. Yeah.
Just on its person that it carries it around.
It's got a bag.
Yes, the scrimshawlers are always out looking for them.
It is a scrimshaw. That's why it's got the ivory.
Shane, what do you see this monster being?
I'm imagining something slow and kind of lurky. He's out there in the rainforest on its own.
So far,
Holy
you're
water,
describing
adverse.
You're describing an elephant so far.
He's gargantuan, but he likes to sneak.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Does he sneak, or is he like a ambush predator? Because I want to see him hiding,
Well, yeah, I would imagine some kind of ambush predatory
Like
tactics from this thing. Like
in
you
the
could be
tree
wandering
and
by and it's ginormous, you don't see it because it blends in perfectly and it just kind of reaches out and grabs you.
It's up in the tree, and the tree is bent like 90 degrees.
Oh, I think it's in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's a tree.
It is.
It's
the
not
tree,
very
yeah.
self-aware, so it doesn't know that it's gargantuan. So it's bad at sneaking. It just likes to sneak.
Mm.
Okay. What do we have? Does this thing have wings? Does it have feet? How many feet? Does it have arms? Does it have T-Rex arms? What? Talk to me about this.
I say T-Rex arms. T-Rex arms. Yeah.
Okay, so the prehensile tail is how it grabs things normally. The little arms are just there to scratch.
Yeah.
If we give
Or
it
bring
T-Rex arms, can we give it like very pretty wings?
Sure, it's your creature. Unless we get something later on that contradicts that, sure. So you want
figure
wings?
that out.
Yeah. I like the feathers. I like the idea of feathers. I think that's nice.
They're like super colorful, like peacock feathers.
Yeah.
How about 3 eyes?
Okay.
Where are these eyes?
On its hand.
Are on its hands? And the little T-Rex hands? It blinks its eyes by going like this?
I'm
Pan's
totally
Labyrinth.
fine with that. That makes sense. That's scientifically sound.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
So it has 3 hands.
All right. Does it have 3 hands, or does it have 2 eyes on 2 hands and then 1 eye like a cyclops? What do we have here?
I think Cyclops and 2-hand eyes is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It has to get its peripheral vision just perfect before it grabs you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have enough? Do we want to go to our first round of monkey wrenches?
I think this is a good little Christmas list so far.
Okay.
Let's destroy our idea already. Let's go.
Let's see. So I asked Shane his question. So, Christina,
Oh Lord.
this one I have to share a picture. This is the 5th time we've done this, so we have 4 previous creatures. So knowing that you probably know people from each of the previous 4, which one is your favorite?
Well, clearly I see a standout.
So, I don't remember the names of anything, but the little desert clam. When I heard the story,
Samboni.
that is the most horrifying thing. Am I remembering correctly that the thing feeds on teeth?
Yes.
It collects teeth.
Yes.
Oh no, that's
It doesn't eat them. It just kind of hoards them.
That's just awful.
Dentists travel into the desert. They got to find the little holes and dens. They get teeth to make dentures. It's
It
great.
sounds worse than it is. You know, it's pretty reasonable when you think about it.
Yeah,
I
very
have
reasonable.
I have genetic awful history at the dentist, and so that's just nightmare fuel. Especially when it's small. Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, so now, Christina, tell us about your work, why you're here, other than you make poor choices.
I make very poor choices, apparently. But I did not put the eyes on the hands. I want to go on record for that. So, hi, my name is Christina K. Glover. I am an author. I wrote a book. This is The Switchboard. Where is it? It's over here. It is book 1 in the Connection series. It is an urban fantasy about what happens when the thing that connects the magic gets torn down, and the immortal who runs the switchboard has to go find a mortal mage to help him fix the problem. And book 2 comes out in December, so very excited about that. And I have also been playing D&D for 20 years at least, so this is going to be super fun.
Have you released the title for book 2 yet?
Book 2 is called The Mage Killer.
The Mage. Ooh, I like it.
Yes.
Okay, so now you get to pick a number from 1 to 10.
I came prepared with dice.
And this will come with one of our monkey wrenches, so...
All right, we're going with the 2.
Okay, it has feathers.
Okay.
Which,
Can we
which
re-roll
you-
that? That's no fun. We already did
But
that.
these are monkey wrench feathers, so they're crappy feathers.
So go ahead and re-roll if you'd like.
I'm going to say re-roll because let's have more fun. And we get a 1.
Okay, it has scales.
Scales and feathers. Okay, are we making a dinosaur?
Sounds like it.
It sounds like we're
It's
making
a
a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Ivory scales.
I like it. So
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
So who else wants to pick monkey wrench number 2? Tim, you haven't. You already put eyes on hands, but pick a number between 1 and 10.
Pretty big contributions, so I'm trying to spread them out. But let's go 7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is scared of loud noises.
Wow. Okay.
It's good.
Ooh,
That
what
thing's going to
happened there?
stampede and destroy half the forest. It's going to scare itself. It's going to knock down a tree and scare
How
itself.
loud are we talking? Is it like a sudden loud noise, like a firecracker, or just like what are we talking here?
You guys are the ones making this. I'm just.
Okay.
I would imagine anything in the range of thunder and gunshots
Anything that echoes.
and echo. He hates echoes.
Yes.
Can't stand it.
Which-
It feels weird on his scales.
It should hate screams, and if you scream, it kills you.
You said if it screams, it kills you.
Yeah.
So it's really loud itself. Okay.
Noisy. Well, when you're that big, if you talk even the speaking volume would probably be atrocious.
Well, it might also be slightly afraid of attention. So itself moving, making noise, kind of makes it'd rather stay still.
Which is why it's likes to surprise its prey. That and it has wings, so So are we going with ivory scales?
Definitely.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, the Scrimshawlers are going to love this guy. Let's see. So those didn't really put you out too harshly. So let's go ahead and do the next 2 monkey wrenches, and let's hope we get something really crazy like lives in a burrow. Shane, pick a number. See what you can do to mess things up.
Between what?
1 and 10.
1 and 10? 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has a very high metabolism.
Oh,
Oh. So it's constantly
interesting.
eating.
It's omnivore, so it's eating trees and
Think
stuff.
about
Yeah.
Unless it's hiding in them, then it's might be eating as it goes.
Mhm.
So this ivory scaled gargantuan monster with feathers, is scared of thunder and other loud noises, echoes. It has a cyclops eye and then eyes on each of its 2 T-Rex hands. It likes to sneak somehow, and it has high metabolism. So, any changes that we're making to the overall creature here?
Well, what kind of wings are we talking about?
Are they functional or are they like more for decoration?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it has
Probably not
big
functional.
wings, but they don't work.
Are they like the ostrich wings?
Yeah.
I'm hoping I want majestic wings. Like
At least a
unicorn
crest. At least
So-
like a crest.
So more peacock.
wings. Well, I want this thing like flying in the air and it can just crash on you, and that's how it sneaks.
Oh man.
So not ostrich wings, and you want it to actually have flight. Okay.
Let's do it.
What if it's a glider? What if it can't fly but it can glide?
All right.
What
I'm
if it
totally support-
can get itself up a little bit and slam down on you?
Oh
I
man.
like it.
The whole ground's gonna shake.
And it doesn't like it, then it gets angrier.
And then it takes off again because, it's scared.
Yeah.
Because it scared itself.
It's like a cow. Cows are like that.
Oh, and I have been ignoring the guests this whole time. Let's see. Ground sloth, heffalump, howdy howdy, Sanvoni is God. Yep. Let's see. Greg has to bounce because there's too many people from Texas already here.
Hi, Greg.
And hummingbird wings. You want to beat that fast?
Oh Lord. If something that big was beating its wings that fast, I mean the whole forest is just gonna get blown away.
Probably catch something on fire.
I kind of like that though. That's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will put. Makes sense. Hummingbird wings, high metabolism. What did I do? How did I do that? Oh boy. Okay, there we go. So we will go to hummingbird wings. Okay, so that's high metabolism. We need one more person who has not picked one of these monkey wrenches yet, because I've lost track.
That'd be me, I think.
Isaac, that would be you.
Let's go 10.
10. Okay. What? No, stop doing that, Mike. You really need to learn what you're doing. Okay, it has a nest with eggs.
Oh, we're getting a little more heartwarming here.
Okay.
That actually might be really scary when you think about
That
it.
means there's more than one of them.
What's we got to talk size difference here. What's the so are these like giant eggs or are they kind of like tiny and this thing is crazy big?
I would say like 40 pounds would be my guess, but
40 pounders.
It's not my monster, so you all contradict that.
Okay.
Make it what you want.
So about the size of an ottoman.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let's this thing's pretty big, right? So I imagine it lays like 1 or 2 eggs at a time. Otherwise, it'll overwhelm the world.
Yeah,
I was going to ask because, alligators, they lay eggs and then they go away and leave them. Turtles, and they hatch or not, they don't care. Is this a paternal monster, or is this just lay the eggs and then go on their merry way and eat more ecosystems?
Or is it a monster that hatches its eggs and dies?
Ooh.
Oh.
There's never more than one.
Oh, I love that idea.
I like it.
This is a species of orphans. Very
So it's like-
sad and tragic.
Yes.
So it's like an octopus, and after one time they just die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good life when you think about it.
But
Okay.
it has to have a very long life cycle because otherwise you've got all these corpses with these extremely valuable feathers and scales laying around.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Well, the price of ivory would definitely collapse after like 10 of these things died.
Crash the market. Completely crash the market.
Let's say this thing lays 2 eggs, dies, its body protects the eggs, like as it decays or whatever. These things hatch, they start to eat, and then they must battle, and only one can emerge from the carcass of its parent.
So my
It's
question.
its feathers.
My question to you all is, okay, so the female, after she lays the eggs, she dies, but what about the male? Is it like spiders and praying mantises and it gets eaten after they mate, or does it get
Yeah,
to
Probably.
frolic?
Let's make
What
it fair,
male?
they both die.
What
With
males?
this-
There's only one.
With this high metabolism thing, I imagine it eats the mate.
Okay.
This is definitely some kind of praying mantis situation.
Yeah, someone's gonna die either way. This is.
When we mean omnivore, we mean omnivore.
Nice. So what color is this creature? Is it all white because of ivory scales? What color are the feathers? I have to give my artist, things, directions to draw this, so I need some help. I never
You
ask
guys-
these questions.
Interrupt me if this is stupid. It's got the white ivory, right? But all the feathers are foresty green, and it all covers all the ivory.
All right.
And when it gets spooked, maybe it ruffles up and all the ivory is shown.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the feathers have to be like the deep iridescent colors, like bring
Yeah.
a dark tone. Yeah.
And I can't spell iridescent, so don't laugh at me.
It's close, decent enough.
Shane, you have been silent. You need to contribute now. What are we missing about this? Does it have claws? Does
I
it
think we need to talk about its head.
have,
What does its
oh,
head
yes.
look like?
Yes, Shane, this is all you. Is it like a bird? Does it have a T-Rex head?
I'm thinking
Something
more
in between?
birdish, but some kind of crown, like ivory crown
Mm.
on the
Like
bird.
spikes.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Or
Ivory crown, ivory spikes. What do we want?
Spikes.
we are making a dinosaur.
A little bit. A little bit.
But like a bird head, so like a beak?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Like a short beak or a long beak?
What if we take like a bird and like smush its face way in?
God.
It's got a really snubbed beak.
Like a bird pug.
Like a,
Yeah, pug bird.
there we go.
What's the word? What's the word when they can't breathe? 'Cause of the
Oh.
nose.
Oh, Daffy
he's
Duck
not
says he
good.
has it. I don't remember what it's called.
I've owned one of these dogs. I should know the name for this. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, like pug face. Smushed. That's horrifying.
So it's just the beak that's like a pug, or the full face?
I imagine you have the cranium, right? And you kind of smush it way in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, when this thing eats, because it's high metabolism and it's gargantuan, it opens its mouth. Does that mean like its head is now two halves, like this, or how deep is this mouth? Because it has to eat a lot.
Yeah, is he petite like nib nib, or is he like ah?
What if the beak like extends? Like it goes
Ooh.
out
Ooh.
and bites.
I like it.
Like almost like a pelican.
Oh, I was going to say, like an alien with the mouth that comes out.
A little bit of
there
that,
you
yeah.
go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, the pelican from Alien.
We just watched It Chapter 1 this weekend, so if you've seen that, the teeth coming out of the face.
Just like a pelican.
Ugh.
Okay, so we are on to the last. Oh wait, Tim,
Yeah.
why are you on the show other than Poor Choices? And what have you done writing wise?
Well, that's a pretty awkward segue, but well, here we go.
I'm nothing if not awkward.
I wrote the Legacy of Bald&Balding trilogy with Platinum Tints of Darkness,
Which is an awesome book.
Years of the Maelstrom,
Have to get to it.
and Age of Arrogance. And also in Baby Bow, I have The Whisper That Replaced God. And people seem to like that one, so I have high hopes for it.
Nice.
That's really good.
And Tim, I wanted to ask you your random question. I think I forgot to ask Isaac, but that's okay. What nicknames did you have growing up?
Well, I guess it was really weird because have you watched South Park? You know the character Timmy?
Yeah.
Timmy.
I was extremely quiet and introverted, and when that episode aired, I instantly became really cool for like 2 weeks. So I just kind of rode that wave. Yeah, Tim knows. Anyone around this age who is
Yeah.
knows that very well, because it was completely unexpected. It was like the most random thing. It was the character that yelled your name, and everyone just ran with it.
So Isaac, your question that I should have asked you and I forgot. It was going to be Beard of Darkness, but he ditched us. So if one has to go, do you get rid of your books or your beard?
Beard.
That was supposed to be for Beard of Darkness, but
The books were too hard to make.
yeah, the beard will come back. Okay, so that means we're up to me, and I will roll for this one. A 2. Okay, we are not going to do 2, because we've done that before. So we'll roll again. 9. What I always wanted for a creature that flies. It's blind.
Wait,
Oh
no,
my
it's,
God.
no way. It has 3 eyes. It can't be
Perfect.
I like that.
Wait,
Wait, it has 3 eyes and they're blind?
Yeah, I call veto on this.
Okay, hey,
fine.
we need to define blind.
Yeah,
Jeez, all I rolled the same 2 numbers. Seriously, 2 or 9. Hey, 1. There we go. Fine. It produces wool.
And ivory. Okay.
Well, maybe, I mean, these feathers are so large, maybe you could use it as wool. Like, maybe
Yeah.
it could scratch fibers off of the feathers, maybe, and it's wool-like.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then I get to pick the last one. None of these really. I mean, I could give it a prehensile tongue. We're going to do. It has. How's this for frightening? It has an unhinging mouth.
Ooh.
Okay,
I think that's appropriate. I think that's very appropriate.
Yeah.
Pelican.
Terrifying, but appropriate.
That with the pug beak is pretty interesting.
The beak that extends and then it
Yeah,
unhinges.
so
Yeah.
the beak is here, the cranium's smushed in, but the beak, like the hinge is like way up here in the head. So that really opens up.
Yeah.
So it's like a scare tactic. It surprises you. You don't expect that mouth to open that large.
And then it just eats like you and your entire party at the same time because it's
Yeah.
gargantuan.
Eats
By the
you,
time you
your
see
house,
it,
your horse, everything.
By the time you see it, it's too late. Too late.
Yeah, and if you climb up into a tree, it just takes you and all the branches with it. Yeah.
It might like that actually.
Meat and steak and a salad. That sort of thing. Okay, what are we missing here on this creature? What does it really need to have that it does not have yet? Anything?
So its motivation is to lay 2 eggs and then die.
Yes.
And just eat and eat until then. How long does this thing live? Are we talking a couple decades? Are we talking?
It's your creature.
It has to be a long life because otherwise it would just completely deforest everything around it. Like you'd
How
strip
about-
land.
1,000 years. Is that too many?
Do it.
How many? So does it go through like pupal stages?
It's a legendary creature.
There's the final 100 years. It gets real big.
I think in the final 100 years it goes blind, just to come back to the first one.
Okay, it goes blind. Okay.
Yes, there we go. Okay, we keep the blind, but in a way that makes sense.
We need to incorporate the weakness somehow. The holy water.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Yeah. So it's got a holy water thing.
I just see
Maybe-
priests chanting in the forest now.
Yeah, it's
with the holy water.
Here's what it is. So this is an invasive species. It's not native to our plane, and it doesn't mean to be here. It just is. It's just an animal from hell.
If
And that's
holy
the only
water
way-
touches it, I think it should explode, just completely explode.
Boom.
Oh my god, just feathers and scales everywhere.
So you don't dare put holy water on it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you know how to kill it, but do you want to?
Yeah, it'd kill you too.
Victory at what cost?
So I put hunted by monks, but I'm not really part of this. So do you like this, or should I get rid of that?
I think monks guard it. They keep an eye on it, keep tabs on it.
Yes. Does it have its own religious order?
Uh,
Is that too much?
I don't think I think they're aware of this thing from hell. They're like it's a problem. We call Satan. He's like deal with it. He's not being helpful, so we gotta just keep it in the jungle.
Is
You
it
could have like, a
worshipped?
small following of like angry high schoolers.
Maybe it's worshipped in some circles.
Yeah, it should have its own little fanatical cult.
I mean, it has a song definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Angry teenagers.
They think it's cool.
Okay,
I'll take it.
so food source is everything.
Everything.
Locomotion is
Slow.
flight, slow. Okay. How does it get its food?
Ambush.
Surprise, ambush.
Waiting.
Sleep time. I guess all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nest
Only
lair,
sleeps on
huh?
Mondays.
Where is its nest at, or lair, or is it just? Is that it lays its eggs and falls on top of a dead, and by the time you excavate the eggs, they've hatched? Is that? Or
I imagine its nest and lair is in the general vicinity where its parent died. Because maybe its death like nurtures the soil a lot with like hell nutrients.
well,
And
it
maybe
has
everything that
1,000
grows up
years.
there is kind of a mix of earth life and hell life. So the jungle's kind of weird in that
So it
area.
It has 1,000 years to walk, though, so it doesn't have to necessarily be.
But does it? If you're that big, do you even?
Clams don't
lair?
move.
Do you have a lair, or is it just continuously moving
don't
until
know.
it makes its
You
nest?
you just
I
sleep
could go
wherever
either
you
way.
want because who's going to stop you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
what?
makes the
How?
most
What
sense.
shelter? And what shelter are you gonna find?
I would say if the monks are guarding and watching over this thing and it likes the jungle, I don't know how the monks would. I think the monks are more keeping people away from it rather than controlling it.
They don't
Yeah.
want it to explode.
They don't want to explode. They don't want people to
Yeah.
full-heartedly challenge it and make it mad and rampage.
Yeah. By guarding it, they are guarding it from people.
Well,
Yeah.
instead of monks, how about druids? I think druids would want to guard this thing.
Yeah, the druids
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
I like
Druid-
that.
Maybe the druids don't like it because it's corrupting the jungle slowly over thousands of years.
How would Grame respond to this thing in his?
Oh, he'd turn into an owl. What is his answer to everything? That or break something. Okay, social structure, none really. Language.
Screaming.
Biggest threat to it?
Holy water.
Holy water.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Teenagers with holy.
Holy water. Teenagers with holy water.
The teenagers worship its death.
Oh yeah, they think it's cool.
They don't worship it. They worship its death.
They gaslight one of them into go do the holy water, and they kind of watch from a safe distance.
Just want to put it on TikTok.
Yeah, fantasy TikTok.
1,000 years, and now we need a name for this species.
That's
with
tough.
ivory
The duel.
scales,
DOOUL.
What?
DOODL?
UL.
UL.
The duel.
Duel.
What is that? Duel?
The duel.
All right.
No. It needs to be more grandiose. It needs to be like big.
Grandiose.
Yeah.
Put an E at the end. That's grandiose.
I want at least.
No, so
five-
okay. It's from hell, so it should have a hell name. Did the monks name it?
Well, this pug. I think we should focus on the pug aspect.
Yeah, the puggishness.
So like the Pugopolon or something like that.
Pugosaurus?
Agopalon.
Yeah. Pugopolon.
Pagopolon.
Agopalon. What if it had more of like a naturalist name?
How do you figure?
That's
Like,
what I was thinking, but I couldn't come up with anything. Pugilus ibius.
The three-eyed something or other. The three-eyed devil. So it's changes the forest around it when it dies. Uses hell nutrients. Yeah. That's an important plot point.
All nutrients.
Nutrients.
The Pagora Max.
Pagora Max.
Yeah.
I kind of like Pagora.
What about like a hex pug?
Pagora Max. Nope, I can spell.
That sounds like a drug that helps me digest things.
Oh man.
Pagorius gigantus.
Pagorius gigantus?
I accept that. That's a good one.
I like that.
Pagorius
Gigantus. Which
Gigantus
implies-
hex. Put hex at the end.
Yeah.
Pagorius gigantus hex.
That implies that there are non-gigantus versions of this, which is also frightening.
Well, there's always other shows.
All right, let's just start it all over from scratch. We gotta just this out.
Yeah. This thing isn't all powerful like the Samboni.
Yes.
This thing's real easy to kill if you want to kill it.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to when I get the artwork back for this one.
Well, this has lore around it. We're gonna get teenagers trying to hunt it. Monks keep the teenagers away. This thing is afraid of loud noises. It just wants to hang out and die.
This thing has a better story than my books, so I mean, I'm probably stealing this.
So I actually asked Dimitri, who draws all these for me. I'm like, do you mind if the people who make this use it? He's like, no. And he's like, one, he's in Poland. He's like, what am I going to do? Two, he's like, just have them give me credit. So if you want to use this for something, feel free. Just give Dimitri credit. Let's see. So now that we're done with that silliness, let me stop sharing my screen. What is everybody reading?
Ooh.
Shane, you looked innocent, so you're first.
Right now I'm in the middle of the Dirge of Caskets by pretty good.
Nice. And Christina, you are knee-deep in editing, but are you also reading?
I'm not reading because I'm knee deep in edit. I'm editing. I'm doing final edits on one book, like structural edits on another book, and I'm plotting book like the new project completely in Excel. Thank you. Plotting it in Excel.
Awesome.
But
As you should.
The next thing I want to read is Hell for Hire.
Yeah, I've seen that cover,
I
yeah.
really want to read it. I keep hearing good things about it, so it's on my list. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Tim, how about you? What are you reading?
I am currently reading Umbra by
Nice.
Amber Toro,
Nice.
and I'm about 40% in. It's very good so far. It's very character driven. Like nothing really happens for a good 20%, but because the characters are so interesting, it doesn't matter. So I'm fully enjoying it.
Cool. That one's on my list too. Yay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the week. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. So, in fun fact, I confirmed with Tim yesterday. Good old Tim Wolf, whose nickname is Timberwolf, is going to be in my novella that I'm going to be publishing here, hopefully in a couple months. So
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
he's definitely a schemer.
Does he survive the book?
Does he survive the book? Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be like the nemesis to my main character. So yes, at least for a while.
That does sound like me, so it's fair.
So, and Isaac, I know you just published your book, so therefore you can't be knee-deep in editing. At least I hope not. That would be very scary.
It never
but-
ends. It never ends.
Not unprecedented, like me, who put the same chapter in the book twice in a row. But anyway, what are you reading now, Isaac?
I'm reading Children of the Night by Dan Simmons. It is a sequel to Summer of Night, kind of, has some of the same characters. It asks the question, what happens if you accidentally adopt a vampire baby?
Okay.
So far, it's very, very good.
Okay.
And just for me, I am listening to a necromancer called Gam Gam. And I am reading...
Sequel, right?
No, that's the first one. Gam Gam, whatever. And I am reading Garden Maze. Slowly, but I'm reading
Yay!
it. I am
Garden
reading it.
Maze.
Hey.
So when I get the choice, I'm like, I could read or I could just listen. I think I'll listen. So now, if you had an audiobook, it would be.
Yeah, it's on the list of things to do.
Yeah. So, tell me one author whose book people need to know more than they do now. Who is an author who is just miserable at self-promoting and no one knows about their book and they really should?
Oh man, that'd be a guy named Isaac Anderson. People really need to read his book. He wrote a really good one about a bunch of mice underground and they want to get out. It's really fun. People love it.
Is this also called The Secret of Nim?
It is. It has that kind of flavor. It's called Song of Bones. It's more in line with the Redwall kind of genre, but it has a little bit of the Secret of Nim vibe.
So, Tim, you can't hide from us.
All right. I'm going to recommend Becoming a Druid.
Oh, suck up. You're on next.
Because of about the author section. Mike Mullman is a charming individual, graced with good looks, undeniable charisma, and humility. So, if that doesn't sell the book, I don't know what
does. Yes, he was, and he will be on next month's show too. Christina, what book should we be reading that we're not?
I'm the last person to answer this question. I have so little time to actually read. But I will say, I'll plug my friend Gabby. This is Gabby's book, Sun in the Void. I have the beautiful Waterstones edition.
Ooh, nice.
And her sequel just came out. I forget what that one's called. The River and the Star, I think. So, or it just got announced. I forget which. But I saw it flash across my feed. But she's local and she's lovely. So go read Gabby's book.
Okay. And Shane, who is not currently an author, so he can't say I'm too busy writing to read. What book or books would you recommend to everyone to try that they're just not reading and they should?
I got a hardcover in today from Aaron Payne, who's at Bibliotheory.
I read that. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It's really, really good. I'd check it out.
Okay. Guys, anything else we want to talk about? This is why Ro takes the lead when we do interviews, because I'm terrible at this.
You actually reminded me that I really want to go reread some old science fiction. I forget what the name of the series is, but David Weber, Mutineer's Moon.
Okay.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like we should bring back some of the classic sci-fi and fantasy. Like go back a few decades and pull some of that stuff back out.
I recently read A Fire Upon the Deep by I don't remember what his name was. I don't know. Fantastic. Written in like the 90s. Has the best aliens I've ever read in a book. Like ever.
Is
Fire
it
Upon the Deep.
Werner Vinge?
Werner Vinge. That's him.
Vinge.
I find it cute that you think the 90s makes it old.
It's so old.
Yeah, my first science fiction fantasy was like Anne McCaffrey. We're going back in the 70s.
Oh, love Anne McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I read like the first dozen or so, and then I was like, okay, Dolphin Riders of Pern, I'm done.
That's when it started getting weird. David Eddings, man.
Oh,
I don't have
yes.
all my Eddings books anymore, but I'm mad about it.
He was the author I started reading, was David Eddings. And I do love some Isaac Asimov. I'm in the process of rereading both Foundation and the Robot series that he did that he finally married together.
Roger Zelazny.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amber is big, but if you ever get into his young adult books, he has one called A Dark Traveling.
Okay.
It is a really good book, and it's a young adult book, so it's a little tiny short thing. But
Ooh, I like it.
What did you say it was called?
A Dark Traveling. Very interesting concept of the way the travel between worlds works in that book.
Mike, how is Spacebow going so far?
So just like Spiffbo last year, you got all the nerves and you get no updates, and so
I thought
you just have to
say you were done. Like that.
No, not yet. Although the one woman who she listed all the books she's reading, and she put them, the first book she said I read this first because it was the shortest, and my book is second on that list. I'm like, so is she reading my book now? So I kind of want to stalk her, and I kind of don't because that's creepy. So but yeah, so I have no idea. I just don't want to go out first. That's all I ask. But yeah, I don't know. I tell everyone I'm like, it's not about winning. It's about making networking and making connections and all that. And I'm like, but I want to win. Have you seen that blaster? Oh my God.
I'm very excited about that. I didn't know that existed until you told me. And the blaster, I didn't know that was a thing. And my new project is a science fiction. So I'm
nice.
I'm gunning for it next year.
I have the Garden Maze is in the Sphinx contest right now.
Oh, you're
Is
in that.
that right? It's called. Is it Sphinx?
I call it Baby Bow.
Baby Bow?
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh, okay. It's in the Baby Bow contest with all the other babies. Haven't heard anything. I hope it's been at least. Well, I don't know. They're kind of releasing reviews as they're reading things. It's been kind of quiet when it comes to my book, though. I don't know. It is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I just got a review that says "Read for Sphinx review to come." I'm like, oh damn it! I just.
So I got a review for Druid last year, and the guy on Goodreads, he just put red, no star rating.
Ooh.
And I checked like a week ago, and it still just says red, no star. I'm like, I've been out for a year now. Come on.
Yeah.
I have one that says review to come on my blog. And they did post their review, like a big, 3 or 4 paragraph review on their blog, but they've never actually posted it where they said that they were going to post it. And I'm just like,
That's a little annoying.
I can't be mad, but why?
So Alex asked a question. Anyone ever read The Stars Are Destination?
It sounds familiar. I don't think I've read it, though.
I have never heard of it. But let's see. So yeah, I got nothing else. What else are we going to talk about before we calling it a night?
Alfred Bester is the author of The Stars Are My Destination. Oh, yeah. So Alfred Bester.
AKA Tiger.
He's the best.
1956. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Classic.
You want to? How about we talk about the Yankees? World Series.
Talk about them Yanks. How are them Yanks doing? Are they throwing balls? Are they hitting them? Are they running?
I can't participate in baseball conversations because I'm an Astros fan, and that immediately gets me just smashed every time it comes up.
No, I kind of forgot how much people hate the Yankees. Like I brought it up to teams chat and I got blasted. So I was like,
Oh, and Mr. McKay is right. At least that's what I tell myself.
oh man, that is the truth. That is
Yeah. Oh my God, Alex.
Oh, they're here. Oh no, they found me.
We've been invaded.
Oh.
It's good, right? It's good, right, Alex?
Oh. So, are the Yankees going to play the Dodgers? I've not been paying attention.
The Dodgers beat the Mets last night.
Did they? Oh my God! So is the Mets or the Dodgers the Yankees? Oh my God!
Yeah.
So there you go. Alex cannot affect you currently.
Okay, so I can say whatever I want right now.
Yeah, unless you make it to the finals and then.
Unless I make it through, then he reads it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make it past the first round so I don't get swept from every single competition.
Right. I hope if I don't make it through, I hope I get a good review that outlines this is why I didn't like it, so I can because I'm working on the sequel right now, and I really like how it's going so far. Yeah, finals.
At least you made it in. I'm a Spiff now. I didn't get into Spiffbo this year.
Oh, so I've got a new habit I've started this year. I wrote about half of a book and I stopped, and I wrote half of a novella, and I stopped. And I started writing another book about halfway done, and I stopped. And now I'm writing another novella.
Mike,
So
that's
I'm-
not how it works.
So I spun it in my latest newsletter. I'm like, okay, so you might be a little frustrated, but next year I could be publishing a lot of things if I finally get around to finishing something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Proof once again that the hardest thing is to actually write.
That
Yes.
is proof.
For me, the first draft is the hard. Once I'm finished with the first draft, like 60% of all the effort is expended, at least. And I love editing because I'm like, hey, that's terrible, but I can make it better.
I hate editing because I want to start over from scratch every time.
That's awful.
See, I just tell myself, I'm like, okay, I just have to make this paragraph better than what it was, and then move on. It's not the last time because I will edit a gazillion times. So that's just just make it a little bit better and then move on, and then a little bit better and move on, and then Haley Traveler, I have 14 drafts of. Hopefully, I don't have to do that again. But
We were talking about Isaac Asimov earlier. I was when I was younger, I was trying to read all the old stuff. So I found a book that said Isaac Asimov. I said, "Oh, I grabbed that." It was just a bunch of his articles he wrote. So it wasn't any stories, but I was reading these articles that are pretty cool. He had a friend, I forget what his name was. They were talking about writing and rewriting and having all the drafts. And Isaac Asimov said, this book had 5 drafts. And his friend's like, why didn't you write it right the first time? And he had this guy, this genius writer friend, who would just write it correctly the first time. He's like, yep, I'm done. And give it to his editor. Yep, it's perfect. And so,
I don't know who that is, but I hate him.
So Isaac Asimov, in this article he's writing about it, he's saying, I do not recommend this at all, but I tried to do what he said to do. He says, I'm down to 2 drafts. He can do 2 drafts. He can't do 1 draft.
Wow.
I feel like that's internally a lie. That means you're editing as you go. So it's not.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I don't remember exactly how he defined it. But yeah.
I'm gonna pretend it's a lie anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather
It was
be
a fun
lie than
article.
be wrong.
And I still hate that person anyway. Whoever it is.
Yeah.
So yet another unnamed person that Mike hates.
I need to do some research and figure out who that was, and I can send you his name.
I'm good. I don't need to know. He's probably deceased by now anyway, so
Probably dead. We can find his gravestone and go visit and pay our respects. And be like,
Is that him? You were wrong, sir. You
Just wrote a
lied.
scathing review on his Goodreads for no reason because he's.
it read like a first draft. I mean, my goodness.
That's the weirdest. Like, if you go to the classic novels, like anything from Shakespeare, there's these scathing 8-page long 1-star reviews, and it's like, why did you write this? What did you accomplish?
Is that from the high schoolers that had to read it?
I honestly have no idea.
Asking from personal experience. There's been some stuff that I was like, absolutely not. I hate classics.
Oh.
Get myself burned at the stake.
I had a guy. He gave my book 3 stars, but he's like, the writing is passable, I guess. And then he said the plot is passable, I guess. It's kind of like things just happen. And I'm like, and I told Ro that. He goes, oh, that's how you describe The Hobbit, is things just happen, and that did okay.
I mean, that's a book. Is things just happen?
What's
So-
the alternative to that? Like, does that happen?
Things don't happen.
Oh, that'd be Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, it does sound like a bot. John said it sounds like a bot. Yeah, that does.
Actually, I sort of lightly stalked him, and he's actually an author. So,
Ooh.
I think
but
we
he's
give
in
the worst reviews. We either give the best reviews or the worst reviews. One or the other.
but he's in college now, getting his writing degree or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. But the funny
He's in
thing
his
is,
hoity-toity phase.
the funny thing is that he read the first book, he gave it 3 stars. But really, the series will be determined on if the second book is better or not. So he read my second book, and then said, "Yeah, this confirms exactly what I thought. This is 3 out of 5 stars. You should only read it if you read everything else on your TBR list first."
Wow.
And I'm like, thanks.
You should invite them on the show, and you could just like trash them.
Jeez.
So I got a laugh out of that. What can you do?
And you're so charming and handsome that someone has to keep you humble.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's a challenge. It really is. Okay, well, anything else exciting going on in the world that I didn't ask?
I got nothing.
We're all writing books. We're all working on things.
When does the World Series start, Tim?
I should know this, but I don't. It's not today. It's not tomorrow. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter.
So a friend of mine, she's actually a Cubs fan. So, God love her. But when the Cubs won this World Series, I'm going to say like 2 years ago, but it's probably more than that. Who knows? I was like, you know what? I don't know a single Major League Baseball player anymore. I used to be a fan like the 80s into the early 90s, and I'm like, she's like, well, what about some guy named Trout? I think he's retired. I'm like, never heard of him. No idea who he is. I'm like, Robin Yount, Cal Ripken, sure. But I know O'Heaney or whatever, the Dodger, who's in the 50-50 club. I saw that. Let's see. Other than that, I know nothing else, people. Thank you. Isaac, thank you for coming on. You and your sunburn.
Yes, my beautiful sunburn.
You're just radiating great thoughts.
I somehow
I
keep
try.
getting on interviews with Isaac. Like we always just randomly pop up on the same shows.
Yeah. It's fate. We shall write something together. I'll put you in my novella as my nemesis.
Yes, Tim needs to be everybody's nemesis.
We gotta have a Tim or a Wolf at least.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There are. Well, I won't say anything.
I need some people to populate my bad guys in my next book. I'm writing it down. We're doing it.
I have no shortage of bad guys.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Good show. I can't wait to see this picture. I think it's going to be awesome.
It should be pretty awesome.
And I will share it on Twitter once I have it. Thanks, everybody, and have a good evening.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.